Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Den with D2 Destinations. This week I wanted to talk to you about adding a little bit of protection to your motorcycle to make sure it's going to be able to travel between 250 to 300,000 miles. Now just by doing your regular oil changes and filter changes, changing out the tires, you should be able to do that. But there is one small design flaw in the Goldwing in particular, and it's the undercarriage of the engine. Under there, right in front, is the oil filter. And just behind that is your coolant tank. So if you're cruising down the highway at 70 to 80 miles an hour, and there happens to be some road debris right there that you just can't miss, that front tire kicks it up, it's gonna impact your oil filter at 70 miles an hour plus, likely putting a hole in it and really ruining your day. Worse, it could put a hole into the case of the engine, depending on the size of that debris. So one of the ways to protect against that is, if you want to look it up, it's called a belly pan. Why they call it a belly pan, I don't know. I think a belly pan, I think something like this. You know, put some eggs and bacon in here, whatever. But I think we should refer to it as a Road Warrior's shield. And a Road Warrior's shield also made of metal, and they come from several different manufacturers. One of them that makes this one is Green L. And I'll put a link in the description below so that you can order one of these. Now, this is less than $60. Think of it as a very inexpensive insurance policy to make sure that you make your trip complete each time without a hole in your oil filter. Now, it comes in two pieces, and that's really it. This piece secures to the bottom of the motorcycle right under the engine with 4 nuts that are already on the motorcycle. You loosen those nuts, 1, 2, 1, 2 on each side, slip this up under there. It's a 10mm nut, tighten it back down. This piece is secure. Now, it comes with a second piece, which is attached by 2 screws, which come with the kit. So once this is installed, you take this, put it right up here with the 2 screws, and that secures the front of the bike from any damage to your oil filter or any debris that could kick up into your coolant tank. Now, when it comes time to change your oil, it's really simple. You take the 2 screws out, set this aside, and you have complete access right here to your drain plug and your oil filter. Makes it really simple. Once you're done with the oil change, simply take the 2 screws, put this back in, and you're on the road again. It's really that simple. So let's go out to the motorcycle. I'll show you how to install this. So down here on the left-hand side of the bike, right next to the shift lever, you'll see these 2 nuts. There's one here and one here that we need to remove, and then there's 2 others on the right-hand side as well that we'll remove and then put in the belly pan. On the right-hand side, just below the brake lever for the rear brake, you'll see the other 2 nuts that we're going to take off. This one and this one. And then the belly pan covering will slip right up under here, and then we'll tighten these back down. Okay, we're just going to start on the right-hand side. This is a 10mm. Just going to simply take this nut off. Some people say you can just loosen them, but I prefer to go ahead and take the nut all the way off. And then that way we have clearance so that we can get the pan up in there. Now there is a little washer up in there. You want to be careful of that. It could drop out here at some point. And there we go. There's the second. Here we are on the left-hand side of the bike. Same thing. Just take your 10mm right up in here. There's one. And now we'll take the second one out from the left-hand side. And there we have it. All 4 nuts are currently off the bike. Now it's time to just loosen this valance a little bit, pull it out just like that, and now the plate will fit right up in here on those 2 posts. I've laid the pan down here on a towel just to protect it while we're installing it. And one of the important things to keep in mind is this little tube right here. This tube is your drain tube for your fuel overflow, and that will fit right through this hole right here in the back. So as you lift it up in there, make sure that that drain tube comes right down through that hole. And now we can proceed to put it up into the rest of the bike. Now that we have the pan lined up and this one bolt exposed, I'm going to put this nut in and feed it onto the screw right here while we hold the pan up a little bit. There we go. Now while we have that somewhat tight, we'll go to the other side and secure the other side before we tighten the whole thing down. Okay, back on the right hand side of the bike, this piece was just here like this. Push it in a little bit and then right up on those existing studs that are in there, it'll slip right up into place. And just like that, it slipped right up into place. Okay, now we're going to press up on the plate and secure the right front, not too tight, and the right rear. And that tightens right in on the plate. Just give it a little extra. Don't want to over tighten these at all. And there we go. Those are perfectly on there. Now we're just going to install the front plate with the 2 screws. Now here's a good view underneath of that plate installed. And next we're going to go ahead and put on the front piece. It'll flip right up here under this front lip and then secure to these 2 screw holes right here. I wanted to show you these 2 little screws that are going to go up in there are basically a hex nut where you just get a, I think it's a size 3, it's a smaller one. Put it right in there like that and then screw the 2 in. Here we're going to put the plate lip right up under the front. This plate goes right up under this lip right here, like that. And then the 2 screws come in right behind it, right here. And with that screw lined up, you simply screw this in. And we'll leave it a little loose until we get to the other side. And now here we are on the right side. You put this lip right in here, under here. You've got the hole right there. And feed the screw up in there and tighten it down. You don't need to tighten those all too tight. And there we go. We have a perfectly protected engine. Check that out. You see the plate protects that. There's just this nice shield right here. You've got ventilation coming through and all the way back to the undercarriage. And that's going to help you as you're going down the road and protect you at any highway speed. Hope you see how simple that really was. Just those 4 nuts and 2 screws and you're secure to ride without the worry of kicking up some major debris and getting a hole in your oil filter and or your coolant tank. There's a link below to several of the different belly pans or Road Warrior shields, if you will, that you can order for less than $60. Now, the channel will receive a very small commission on that, but you pay no extra. I don't have any affiliation with any of the manufacturers of these, so feel free to order that and you'll see how easy it is to install. Thanks for coming along, guys. I just wanted to show you how easy that really is. It's only the 4 nuts and 2 screws, and you've spent less than $60 to protect a vital part of the Goldwing. So ride often, ride safe. We'll see you next time on D2 Destinations. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe.